All right, we're in the home stretch. So in the last video, we found the price system. So we know what is RSS and WSS, PSS, and MCSS. I've deleted them, but you have them in your notes, I hope. And now we're on step 2. So step 1, this is how to solve the steady state. How to solve the steady state. We had step 1 was find a price system, find prices. Step 2 is clear factor markets. And step 3 is clear set AS equals AD, solve for YSS. Okay. And so we did step 1, that gets a big fat check, and then this table came from thinking about what does step 2 mean. So we have our the capital market is here, and we have our labor market is here. And so to clear them, we're going to set them equal. And to set them equal, I'm going to plug this KSS right here. So let's do KSS. I'm going to get a alpha YSS over RSS is equal to ISS over delta. And the goal is to find ISS as a function of YSS, because that's going to let us solve for YSS in the aggregate supply and demand. So this is quite straightforward. I'm just going to multiply by delta. So we're going to get ISS is equal to alpha delta YSS over RSS, and we're done. So we have cleared. This equation clears capital markets. And now we need to clear labor markets, which is a little more complicated because we have this annoying sigma L here. So let's begin by raising everything in the labor supply function to 1 over sigma L. So we'll write it as CSS to the sigma C over sigma L, LSS equals WSS over 1 over sigma L. And then I'll divide CSS to the other side. So we get LSS is equal to WSS 1 over sigma L, CSS to the minus sigma C over sigma L. And now I'm ready. I can plug in LSS up there. So we'll get 1 minus alpha YSS over WSS equals WSS 1 over sigma L, CSS minus sigma C over sigma L. So if you had trouble getting to this point, no worries. Please pause and try to solve from here. Get the practice manipulating the algebra because it's important to do that fast. Welcome back. Let's finish up together. Hopefully you got the answer, but you can see the steps. So our goal is to solve for CSS. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by WSS 1 over sigma L. So I'm going to have 1 minus alpha YSS. I'm going to write this division as a negative exponent. So I'm going to have WSS minus 1 times WSS minus 1 over sigma L, and that equals CSS minus sigma C over sigma L. So we can combine these. I can add these together to get 1 minus alpha YSS WSS to the minus 1. This is like minus 1 over sigma L. So it's going to be 1 plus 1 over sigma L. And let's combine that. So 1 plus 1 over sigma L is equal to sigma L over sigma L plus 1 over sigma L, which is equal to 1 plus sigma L over sigma L. So let's write it that way. So I have minus 1 plus sigma L over sigma L is equal to CSS minus sigma C over sigma L. So we're basically done. We just have to raise both sides to the reverse of this because we want to get just CSS 1, CSS to the 1. So we're going to have, I'll put it up here, perhaps, delete my little scratch pad. You have CSS is equal to, let's take the guys with no power first. So we have 1 minus alpha YSS, and that's raised to the minus sigma L over sigma C. I just took the inverse of this one. And then for WSS, it actually works out nicely because the minus cancels. We're going to get 1 plus sigma L over sigma C. And we're done. Okay. So now we have ISS, we have CSS. And so we go to step 3, which is set AS equals AD. So what does that mean? AS is YSS. Right? The aggregate supply, everything supplied in the economy is YSS. And aggregate demand is all usages for that, all uses for that, which is going to be CSS and ISS. So we're going to plug in this, we're going to plug in this, and we're going to solve for just YSS as a function of parameters only. So please have a try, and we'll do it together in the next video. I'll see you there.